We ventured into an abandoned hospital in Portugal, a cold, silent building that seemed frozen in time. We thought it was just any hospital, until we looked up information about it. It didn't appear in any records, as if it had never existed. But there it was, with its dark hallways and outdated machines. Medications scattered within anyone's reach, as if someone had run off and left everything behind. That's when we started connecting the dots. For decades, many women from Spain crossed the border to have clandestine abortions. Portugal was a frequent destination, with hidden clinics operating outside the law. Some were safe, others not so much, and this one, with its erased history, seems to have been one of them. This clinic gradually closed down until it was abandoned in 1993. What happened inside those rooms? How many women crossed its doors in secret? And why does no one talk about it? No matter how much they want to hide the truth, we will uncover it. Night has fallen on us, but look, we're already here. External consultations, and we're going to try to go inside the building. Let's start with what used to be the reception, which would be this part here, and I also suppose it's the waiting room. And here they had another bench. Here they probably had people waiting, because they would come in through here. I mean, I can't really focus much because it's nighttime, but they would come in through there. Dr. Gabriel Carvalho, General Clinic. And look at what we already have here. Hey, in the first consultation. Wow. And this is for like a delivery room, right? Well, I don't think this is actually a delivery room, but it's for gynecology. And right here, like a chamber pot. They had a chamber pot there. I guess it's for fluids and stuff. And the lamp. Obviously they use them to see better. Well, here the doctor had his desk, the doctor. To take the blood pressure, there was another one just like it over there. Here are some utensils. This part here is already set up with medicines and everything. And needles. The bad thing is that we arrived late at night and it's dark. It's nighttime and we're on the road, so tomorrow we have to get up early and keep going. And we're gonna see each other a bit in the dark. With the spotlight and lighting, we'll be clearly visible. The issue is if a neighbor notices us. Look how creepy the hallway is. Abílio de Oliveira, surgery. And here's another one just like it. Another consultation. Is it a calendar? 1993, the calendar. Look at all the sheets. It's super decadent. And completely untouched. It's a pleasure to find places like this in this condition. Look, Thread for stitching wounds. This would be for stitching wounds. They had everything they needed. Wow, this really is for gynecology. How cool. It's just that I don't know what it is. I mean, I've seen it before, but honestly, I don't know what it's for. Look at the condition it's in. It's falling apart. I'm gonna add a bit more lighting, but it's still pretty dim. And this doesn't look like a lamp. But it sure looks like one. Let's keep going. Ah, this is the waiting room where we started. Look, a lab coat and everything. X-rays. Look at the X-ray machine. Super old. They put you in there, they put you here, and they had the machine there to move up and down and focus on the area where they wanted to take the X-ray. I had never seen one that old before. Alright, and here they already had a place to look at the X-rays. Okay, so all of this here is records of X-rays. The X-rays. These are intestines. Look here, this is where they put things before taking the X-rays. In the bed. And this? Look at this. What was this for? I really have no idea about this, but they're arms that move. Well, I guess it would also be for X-rays or something like that, because it's in the X-ray room. And here they had this little lamp, which was probably to let you know when the doctor could come in, because when you get X-rays, the doctor can't be in the room. I think it was for something like that. How cool. Look where I put my foot. This part is sinking. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Well, you're walking with the camera and you stop looking at the ground for a moment. Wow, look at this part. And this? Ouch, I can't get it out. It's like... What a strange thing. It's just that it's very, very old machinery. I think that it said 1993 on the calendar. But looking at how it is, I mean, in 1993, this place was already obsolete. And what's this for? A bag there with a weight? I guess it's for exercising. It's weird. The amount of machinery they have looks like it's from the 70s or 80s. It's a clinic in a small town? Ah, they have weights here too. Probably for the machine I just showed you. And more the restrooms. Oh, I thought they were showers and everything, since I saw them looking so much like showers. But it's just a regular restroom. Yes, it's a regular restroom. And this room leads directly, this door leads directly to the x-rays. It's closed, but the other part is the x-rays, and it led to the restrooms. How strange that it led directly to the restrooms. What for? Oh, look, we have rooms here and over there, secretary. Although there are rooms upstairs, but I saw it quickly before. We also have here a really cool operating room, but we'll see everything in a moment. The storage room, and it smells pretty weird. Look what we have here. Distilled water. And now we have something else that I don't know what it is. But this has vaporized. Parasilicia. Novagase. And look at the cobwebs. Look at all the medicines bitten by the rats. I'm going to go through everything. Damn, okay, oh my god. Yeah, look, they left the cans lying around. Look. Wow, look at this. To give them the medicine, the serum, or whatever they needed to inject it into their veins. To put in an intravenous, as they say. To the upper part. Ethanol. They are effervescent sachets. I had never seen a package like this before. These, yes, they're all sachets. There are quite a few. Look, you'll see it better with this one. Look, how creepy. Everything is even a little scary. Let's go to the end of the hallway. I'll show you from there to here, because we're with more people. There are already people around here, and that way they won't appear in the video. And we've come to the last room. And look, because it seemed like they had some storage here. But also they had a bed, like it was a bedroom. But they also left a lot of things. It had its own bathroom. I'm unsure if this would be considered a patient's room. Also, on the sign by the stairs we saw earlier, it said rooms upstairs. And look, here they had something to hang things like a clothesline. So I don't think they had a patient in this part of this area. Look at this machine. I think they already had this one set aside here before they closed. I think they already had it set aside here. Because it probably didn't work or something, because this one is also an X-ray machine. It's similar to the other one. The way it works is very similar. This arm comes down and takes the X-ray of the part of the body. What needs to be done? Let me see if I can find a video of this machine in operation, or at least of a similar one of this type. But I'll put it on. Personal, it's just that we're in Portugal. Persol, I guess it means personal. Wow, yes, this part was from the clinic staff. Because, look, they even had calendars here. They had this set up, like, for themselves, to keep their things and so on. A patient wouldn't have this. And also, look, it's a child's bed. Of little boy, so it would be a mother with her son. The mother worked here and also lived here with him. This is from 1988. I suppose they gradually ran out of staff and started closing areas until they shut down completely. I mean, they wouldn't have closed all at once. And rightly so, I think normally they just start closing areas. I've also seen that they used to do, it was also a dental clinic. Well, I've seen it because I've seen papers that said so, but we haven't seen anything about a dentist so far. Look, these are bricks. They're bricks that they've covered, so the brick wouldn't show to make their shelves here. Look, you can see better here. They're bricks. Ah, how curious that they lived here. Wow, look, this spider. On camera it looks tiny, but it's huge. Oh my goodness. Let's see, what's here? Nothing. Ah, look, they had curtains here. I hadn't noticed. They had curtains to cover this part of the clinic. Only 2 of the rooms in this entire area were designated for staff use. Okay, and there they have another curtain. Why? Because here they have the kitchen. A kitchen. Well, it was a different time back then, you know. And they could, well, live here and have their kitchen, make their life here. I mean, they saved on having a house, so to speak. And I think that's great. That's why there are other doors over there that lead to the street for you to exit. Look, here, they had an intercom, so maybe they were here cooking and needed a doctor or something. And it would ring here, so someone could go and help. In the final moments, they had limited resources and placed a roll of toilet paper instead of a kitchen roll. Look, the stoves. For me, it's quite curious that they lived, cooked and ate here in the clinic, and everything is quite curious. And of course, they left dishes already washed and everything in their day. Well, what we're gonna do is try to see the last person who was here, so to speak. Did you see? It's not going to have a date? Ah, look, yes it does. Well, the beginning of 91? Well, we've seen before 1993, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not getting confused. So more or less around that time. Ah, I hadn't seen it. Here we have the pantry. And the water, which is this, has vaporized because it's sealed. Oh, look at the dining room. I also suppose that the rooms, now that I think about it, they would also have them for the guards. Maybe they had guards? I mean, I need to find out for sure, but maybe they could also have guards and needed to always have people there. And that's why there were rooms, but obviously the room with a child's bed, that person lived here, otherwise they wouldn't have their child's bed. Okay, this part was definitely for all the patients. Here we already have the curtain. As you can see, there's no window here, and when the light goes out, people can see us. Attention, visiting hours. All the patient files that are here. I have to turn off the light for a moment. And it's just that you can hear a car parking. I'll reduce the intensity slightly, and we'll wrap up recording this section. It is a bit dangerous. These look like blades, and it's unopened. They're blades. Hyperbiotic. They even had bandages and everything here. But all this is paperwork, and if I record it properly, then I have to blur a bunch of things, and there's nothing here anymore. Here they also had a place for people to wait. Here they had bed linens. like this. Alright, and this is the part we entered before, where we went all the way to the end. I showed you up to here, and now we're going to the upper part. What we've seen so far was disturbing, but what's coming next is even more chilling. In the second part of this exploration, we go into the most hidden area of the clinic, an untouched operating room, as if it was still waiting for its next patient. Here, in this operating room, some women gave life and others took it away. The story of this place is not over yet. See you next week to find out what really happened within these walls.